Peace and blessings. It's Dr. Bobby Price, your plant-based pharmacist and nutritionist, also author of Education Over Medication. Today, I'm here to tell you about 4 dirty little secrets that most people don't know about detoxification or detoxing, okay? Now, most of you who follow me have probably at least read my book, Education Over Medication. So in the second chapter, I talk about the role of toxicity and the role of toxic accumulation in the body and how that creates disease, obesity, and much more in the body, inflammation. But today I want to tell you about 4 dirty little secrets around detoxification, because most of you have also done my herbal detox, okay? And so it's so important to understand that the way that we look at detoxing is actually not how detoxing works at all. And I'll explain that in my 4th dirty little secret in a minute. But I want to break down some of these dirty little secrets around detoxing, so it can kind of help you sort of get over the barrier of wanting to do a detox, or if you've done my detox before in the past, it'll kind of give you some aha moments as to what you experienced while going through my detox. So let's start with the first dirty little secret. The first dirty little secret is that if you want to have a really great experience with detoxification, then you must open up all of the elimination channels and not target specific ones. Let me tell you what I mean by that. There are 7 elimination channels in the body: the lungs, the liver, the lymphatic system, the skin, the kidneys, the blood, and the bowels, okay? All right, those are ways that we eliminate toxins from the body, okay? We can breathe them out through the lung. The liver can take toxicity that comes into the body, process it into a much more milder form to be eased out of the body. The lymphatic system, which is the sewage system in our bodies, is designed to take toxicity, designed to take infection, even cancer, deliver it through the lymphatic vessels to the lymph nodes to be delivered out of the body. Okay, the skin, which is the largest organ in the body, thereby making it the largest elimination organ in the body. We sweat through the skin. We eliminate through the skin, okay? The kidneys is what we use to eliminate most of our acidity through the body, namely uric acid, okay? So we get rid of acid through that way, okay? Also the bowels. So, a lot of the waste that we consume that goes into the bowels, that's a primary way we get rid of a lot of our waste and toxicity as well, but also the blood, especially for women, because every month that you have a menstruation cycle, it's not only shedding the lining of the womb, for the next month so you can be able to fertilize it with another egg, but it's also cleaning out and detoxifying the womb as well. So those are the 7 elimination channels, okay? Now, what's very important is that there are a lot of people out there who are doing detoxes and they're focusing on specific areas. So they may do a liver detox, they may do a liver, kidney, lymphatic detox. But as I told you, if you're going to do a detox, you want to do a full body detox, which is what mine is. It's designed to open up all the elimination channels, because toxins, unfortunately, are made differently. You got water soluble toxins, and then you got fat soluble toxins, okay? And some of them do not go out all of those pathways, okay? Single pathways. So it's important to open them all up so you get all forms of toxins out. Food toxins, heavy metals, acidity, mucus, etc. Okay? So that's the first dirty little secret. The second dirty little secret when it comes to detoxification is what we refer to in science as the Hertz Heimer reaction, or commonly referred to as healing crisis. Most people think that when they go through a detox, it's going to be all, glitter and gold. And just like any form of detoxification, if you were to stop smoking cigarettes or if you were to stop drinking coffee, you would end up going through what are called withdrawal symptoms, okay? And those withdrawal symptoms are the body detoxifying itself, getting rid of the caffeine, getting rid of the nicotine. And that process is not always comfortable. And so I always tell people, in order to heal, especially from what we're experiencing in today's society, because if you read my book, Education Over Medication, the second chapter, I tell you how critical toxic accumulation in today's society versus our great grandparents' society is a major key factor in why we're developing so much obesity and why we're developing so much disease and cancer in our bodies today. And so it's really important to know and understand that, for us to be able to sort of really heal ourselves, we have to be comfortable with cleansing and detoxifying the body, which I'll distinguish a little bit later in my fourth dirty little secret. But what's hugely important is to understand that a lot of the symptoms that you experience, especially if you've done my detox, a lot of the symptoms that you experience are a healing crisis, meaning you're healing, but you think you're going through a crisis, or it feels like a crisis, okay? And it's really important to understand that much of the time when you're going through that experience, that's the body's form of healing, okay? So you have to be comfortable with a certain level of discomfort, okay, as you're going through the process. You may experience a rash, okay? Like I told you before, the skin is the largest organ in the body, thereby making it the largest elimination organ in the body. So sometimes acidity will come out through the skin. And when it does, it will irritate the skin because it's acid, okay? And once you start scratching it, that makes it even worse, okay? And so that's where a lot of times some people experience that. Sometimes people will experience itching and rashes as a result of yeast coming out because, again, if you've done my detox, part of my detox is a parasite candida cleanse that is designed to get rid of parasites and yeast from the body. And yeast, when it comes out, is itchy, just like a jock itch, just like, having the itch between your toes, just like having a yeast infection. They all itch because that's what yeast does when it's coming out of the body. Okay, so hugely important. You may experience a dull headache. You may experience some nausea, fatigue, etc. These are all part of the healing crisis that you could go through as a result of doing the detox or detoxification. So it's not always right to think that your body is actually suffering or having a reaction to one of the herbs. That could not possibly be the case. Okay, I've even had people who said that their whole mouth was itchy the first couple of days, and I had them send me a picture of their tongue, and their tongue was coated white. Okay, when you have a coated white tongue, that is an indication that you have a lot of yeast in your body. And as I said before, when yeast comes out of the body, it itches. Okay, so that's the second dirty little secret. Going into my third dirty little secret, healing does not occur in this upward trajectory. Like, you're not going to start detoxifying on day one, and then all of a sudden, day two, you got energy and the diabetes is gone and the hypertension is gone. No, it doesn't happen like that. I tell people all the time, especially when you're trying to heal holistically and naturally, nature heals on its own time. And that time is often much more slower than using medication, which is just simply blotting out the symptoms, okay? So it just turns the check engine light off when you're using medication. But when you're actually using herbs and using a natural method to heal the body, it's not turning the symptoms off. In a lot of cases, it's turning it up because it's getting rid of the cause of the issue. So it's hugely important to understand that while you're detoxifying and going through detoxification, your body is going to be going up and down. So on day one, you may feel up. Day two, you may have fatigue and a headache and a little bit of nausea. And then all of a sudden, 4 days later, you got a lot of energy, a lot of mental clarity, etc. Expect that trajectory to be up, down, up, down. It's very possible. Now, are there people who don't experience a lot of those ups and downs? Yeah, but don't expect that. Again, our bodies aren't Amazon Prime. You're not going to get healing in a day. It just doesn't work like that in nature and when you're trying to heal holistically, okay? And so that's the third dirty little secret that everybody needs to know about detoxification. And the fourth and last dirty little secret of detoxification is that cleansing is not detoxification. Cleansing is not detoxification. The best way I can describe it to people is, imagine if you inherited a house from your grandparents or you bought a fixer-upper and it had been vacant for a number of years, and maybe, unfortunately, a few people had squatted in the house and really ruined it. And when you walk in the house, you got to clean it and get and restore the house. Okay. Now, if you walk in there with a mop, a broom, and some water, that's the equivalent of cleaning your house. Now, can it get things done? You know, throwing some things in a trash bag and, you know, wiping off the counter with water. Yeah, like it'll make it look nice, but nicer. But what's important is that you need a cleansing. You know, you need to, you know, cleanse out, you know, all of the bacteria, maybe the mold that has developed in the house, like if you want to eat off of the counter, right? And so that was what I call the difference between sort of a detoxification and a cleanse. So a lot of these things that people consider detoxification is actually a cleanse. So things like doing a juice fast, that is a cleanse. Okay. Now, is it helpful? Absolutely. But what's important is that it is not detoxification, because detoxification is going to really pull the toxins out of the body, whereas cleansing is not going to pull as much. Okay. It's not as astringent to the body. Okay. And that's why I highly recommend herbal detoxing, because herbs are made for the healing of the body, and they're made to pull not only toxins out of the body that come from our foods, the preservatives, the thickening agents, the emulsifiers, the dyes, etc. But they're also designed to pull out heavy metals. They're also designed to alkalize the body to get rid of acidity. And they're also designed to get rid of mucus out of the body too. And that is what you want when it comes to detoxification. And even if you looked up even some of the very sort of common herbs that we use in salads and smoothies, like, you know, basil and, you know, cilantro, you can look them up. They remove heavy metals from the body. And when you start to think about the herbs that I use inside of my sort of detox, you'll discover that herbs like burdock are not only a blood nourisher, but they're a blood purifier too. Okay, so it's hugely important to understand that herbs are made to detoxify the body, but also nourish the body. That's why they have that very bitter taste. That bitter taste is the alkalinity in the herbs that's coming from all of the mineral content in it. Okay, so those are the 4 dirty little secrets. And it's really important to understand that if you have a better understanding of these 4 dirty little secrets, you'll not only be actually detoxifying, but you'll have a better detoxification experience. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope this has sort of been rewarding for my people out there who have done my 14 and 28 day detox. And I hope that this has sort of been the sort of information that will sort of propel and inspire you to do a detox. So if you love the information that I put out today, make sure you like, subscribe, comment below, and I'll keep this content coming. But in the meantime, peace and blessings, Godspeed, and I'll see you in the next video.